Oh shit. I didn't even know I was live, guys. I was trying to set this damn thing up, man. Pain in the ass that it is. Sorry. Let's try and get this done again. Going live is a pain in the ass, man. We'll have to edit all this out. Alright. I'm going to be all over the place this morning. I got a lot to talk about. I talk about the assassination attempts on Trump. There's a guy that I left some comments in his thread just the other day. They removed all my comments because, I talk about this stuff in a different light. As you can clearly see, homeboy here is throwing you up the Baphomet sign. Here you go. Right in your face, talking about Donald Trump. It's time for this country to wake up and start seeing what these people are talking about. Okay, he's talking about the assassination attempt and who's going to be running. And I can tell you right now that if I was talking about 666 and didn't mention anything about Jesus being 666, didn't mention anything about the Israelite God of Israel being 666, my channel would explode with subscribers. But in the manner that I teach, which is the truth, I'm just sharing scriptures, is all I do. People don't want to hear that. So I was in this person's room the other day, and here's a comment that I haven't sent yet. So let's go ahead and send that comment, and we'll leave it for about 30 seconds or so, because I said, love that Baphomet sign you throw at 356 of the video. Okay, and then douchebag, I call him. God is going to hand you your ass and pack it full of fire and brimstone. So I leave comments like this, and they get removed. Newest comments first. Oh my goodness gracious, they didn't take it down. Imagine that. Now, let's say something like, you guys gonna get hurt real bad in the afterlife when my spirit is freed from my body flesh. Let's go flesh. All right, so and then you tell them something like God is gonna remove your head and place it on a pole. Let's see if that one gets to stay up, which I doubt seriously it will. But my point here is, that's a Baphomet sign right in your face.
And how it's Biden's fault he ends up moving his head and saving his own life. Now,
moving his head and saving his own life. So let's go to my file here. Okay, I don't know where these pictures are. I've just done a lot of downloading these pictures and stuff, making connections for you guys about CERN here. Check this out. Okay. Like I said, this is going to be a slower images of CERN. This is going to be a slower lesson today because I don't get to pause my video in the middle of a stream and then pull up what it is that I'm looking for. Okay, they're plainly showing you in these pictures. This is a depiction of CERN. All right. And this is a depiction of Jesus coming out of CERN from technology. You see, this is how the slave masters are going to get you indoctrinated with healing. Okay, because they are using technology today to heal the deaf, the blind, and our slave masters have found a way to reverse engineer this as a portal. You see, because the woman's womb is a portal to this plane of existence. As you can plainly see, this is Jesus depicted in an old, ancient writing, all right? And that, my friends, is a womb. Jesus is coming from a womb, okay? These are stargates. This is why they have the movie Stargates. Images of stargates. It's right in front of us. The truth has been revealed and it's right in front of us. You see how this is a watery type of system? Because what's it say in Genesis 1:20, or excuse me, 1:6? Genesis chapter 1 verse 6, Bible Hub. Okay, and God said, let there be an expanse between the waters to separate the waters from above from the waters below. Confirming here, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from above from below. Okay, let there be a vault between the expanse, between the waters, to separate the waters from the waters. You see, I did a video the other day from the non-stamp collector about God creating a water source, an oxygenated sphere. And, you know, some atheists have great points, I must say. Though I'm not an atheist, I've been called an atheist. I've been called all kinds of sorts of things since I started my channel. So here we have Walt Disney, who's what? Standing in front of a CERN. Okay, these people have learned a long time ago, all right, how to do time travel. Our ancient ancestors learned how to defeat death. They've learned through time travel. They've learned how to what I would say, create a loop, a time loop. This is why you have the saying, history repeats itself, because history does repeat itself. Here you have 666 right there in front of your face. These people are putting 666 right in front of you. Well, who is 666? I've told you, mankind. In the gematria calculator, pull up a gematria calculator yourself and go and type in the word mankind. Mankind comes to 66. Mankind is created on the 6th day of creation. Another portal to this plane of existence. So why, and this is on the History Channel. Now, if the History Channel can sit and talk about 666 or talk about time travel, America and everybody listening to this channel eats it up like chocolate pudding. They just love it. Also, this is the eye. The eye of who? The eye of Horus. These depictions are telling you, they're sharing with you, and people are not registering that they're putting the truth right in front of us. Okay? Do you understand the reason why the world went in a World War II against Hitler? Because Germany had its own economy. Germany had its own money. Germany did not want to join in on the government fiat dollar that exists, the American dollar. They didn't want to have anything to do with the economy. Okay, not only that, he was working on time travel. Hitler was working on time travel. Hitler's body was never recovered. Hitler had a lot of stuff going on in the South Antarctic. Here you have clones. Okay? These are nutbags. This is a cult. You understand? That this, folks, is a cult. And these people, and you just can't put it together. Do you understand the hive that's involved here? Who presents these ideas? Why do all of a sudden everybody start wearing these patches on their eye, their ear? And check this out. You'll never get a picture of Donald Trump. He'll never pull that patch off and say, look at my ear here. I'm waiting for him to do it. Prove to America that you were really shot in your freaking ear, bro, and pull that patch off, because there will be a nip in his ear. If whatever part it was it, there will be a scab there. It'll start scabbing over. Now, Hollywood, they're so damn good anyways that they'll be able to figure all this stuff out and make you a make you all with their special effects and cameras and stuff like that. So we know that, give me a second, here's one, a key. That's a cross. Okay? That's a cross, and I tell everybody that the cross is the key to death in Hades, and Jesus is the one who's holding the key to death in Hades. Jesus doesn't hold the keys to life in Hades. He holds the keys to death in Hades. Why doesn't Jesus hold the keys to life in Hades? Duality exists in this plane of existence, but we all know that Hades is Sheol. There's a key to death in Hades. So when you wear that cross around your neck, you are eternally chained to this plane of existence. That key, that cross, is death, folks. Okay, there's no way around it. Just look at it. Is it absorbing? Are we rationalizing the thought of what it is I'm saying? Revelations 22, or excuse me, Revelations 1:16 through 1:18 says he held in his hands 7 stars, and a double-edged sword came from his mouth. Okay, go read it, 1 through 8, or Revelations chapter 1, verse 16 through 18. Tells you that a double-edged sword comes from his mouth. What's the double-edged sword? It's your tongue, because we're liars. We lie, we exaggerate, we exasperate, we embellish, we tell stories, fish stories, and that's just the way it is. We're by nature in the flesh. When you're in a flesh suit, you're controlled by the hive, the mind. Man who's merged with machine already. Seriously, man is merged with machine. Now here we have where the shooter is at, and he was 148 yards. Now look at this line of sight from the shooter here. They say that he fired 7 shots, or 5 shots, excuse me, and then there were a couple more. All those shots would have hit everybody in here. They say that one was killed. Nobody has any footage. You don't see anybody in any body bags. You don't see anybody getting carried off. The entire focus was on Trump. This is your shooter, and this is my argument right here. You see this water tower? I'm not even a CIA agent. I'm not an FBI agent. I'm not Homeland Security. But if my job was to protect the president or former president or any government official, and I'm doing a speech in a field like this, as you can clearly see, this field here is, probably about a football field length. Here they say he was from here, this point here where Trump was at, to this point here is 148 yards, as I just showed you. But why wouldn't agents be right up here in this tower? You know, an agent would have been able to look over all this tower here. He would have been able to see this house over here. He would have been able to see on top of here all of this. He would have be able to see everything. This shot would have never gone off. And then people are saying, the news are pushing how wonderful a job, how quickly that the agents came to rescue Donald Trump and came to his aid. Well, when we review that, we know that that's a line of shit, because they were kind of slow in getting up on stage to me. Okay? Here you are from the backside, people taking pictures. And what's really trippy about this is the limitations that were taken. You understand that you have hundreds of people out there with cell phones. Hundreds of people. They're all recording Trump. Why is it that the only videos that you will ever see are those on the mainstream media? If I was there at that event and I had my cell phone out, I would have been posting my content right there on the internet. But you'll never see anybody posting their personal files on the internet. Why? Because you have an AI algorithm that's not going to allow it. They're not, because anybody who's recording this information is going to see that it was a staged event. You can clearly see from this line of sight here that these shots that ring out from here, if this guy was on the corner here, President Trump was standing right here with my hand, the little hand thing is, everybody in this stand would have got hit by them bullets. So not just one person would have died. 5 people would have been hit by bullets. All 5 of those bullets would have struck somebody here in this area. You can clearly see that that tower overlooks this building. A shot would have never gone off. And you're not going to ever get me to believe that, you know, an agency whose job is to protect a government official is to do any such thing as that. They would have covered that area. Now we're looking at some ancient pictures again of Jesus here, and you can clearly see that Jesus is a black man depicted in this. These are ancient drawings and paintings of Jesus Christ, who's a black man. So Christians like to say, hey, you know, it doesn't matter what color Jesus Christ's skin was. He was a spiritual being. And they say that. That's all fine and glory. Yes, Jesus was a spiritual, well, not Jesus. I should say Yeshua. I should say Emmanuel. I don't even know how we got to Emmanuel or Jesus from Emmanuel when the angel came and said that to Joseph that you will have a son and you'll call him Emmanuel. But the point here, folks, is look at these people are bowing down in fear because this is Jesus coming from a wormhole, a CERN. See, our technology today is coming to a place where history repeats itself. It's coming to a precipice. We're getting ready to blow ourselves up again. We're getting ready to wipe out this plane of existence again. But no matter how hard mankind tries to wipe themselves out, it's going to loop. We're going to be blown up back to the Stone Ages, and then history starts repeating itself. And those that are left will be the ones that are saved, and they'll be the ones that rebuild and begin a new heaven on earth, as it's said in the Bible. Here you have another depiction of Jesus coming out of CERN. A black man, Jesus, coming out of CERN. I'm not the one that painted this or making these transitions. All I am is trying to figure this stuff out. And it makes pretty damn a lot of sense to me that all of CERN is tied in to the technology today of 666. Because here 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, Bible Hub. Get me my mouse so you guys don't have to look at my hand. Give me 1 second. I bought a mouse and I haven't even used it. In fact, I don't even know where it's at. Should have got that together before I... Okay, well, anyways. We got to move this over a little bit. Okay. If you forgive anyone, I also forgive you. This is Jesus. And if I have forgiven anything, I have forgiven it in the presence of Christ for your sake. In order that Satan should not outwit us, for we are not ignorant or unaware of his schemes. When we slide over here to King James Bible, it says, for we're not ignorant of his devices. All right, I've showed you guys this before. Devices. A thing made or adapted for a particular purpose, especially a piece of mechanical or electrical equipment. So here I am. I'm showing you that Jesus is coming out of a CERN right here. And CERN here is the reverse engineering of a woman's vagina. Because the woman's vagina is a portal into this plane of existence. And they're using technology to burn a hole in the ether. And it's these here, Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. So God created man in his own image. And when we look at the word image, it means to shade a phantom. A phantom is an illusion. A phantom is a ghost. So this God here, Elohim, this is Elohim, all right, is used of the Supreme Creator. And this is all taking place on the 6th day of creation. And that has everything to do with this God, this God Elohim. When we come over here to the English gematria, okay, now Christos is a breakdown from Greek. In Greek, Christos comes to 666 before the Christ, all right? And then this connects you to the 430, right here, 430. That connects you to Elohim. Right here, this God, look, 430 of the Strong's Concordance, Elohim, plural of Eloah, gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used of the Supreme Creator. So this God that creates himself in an image is to shade a phantom. It's an illusion, a representative, hence, or a resemblance, hence a representative figure, especially an idol. They've removed idol from here. I've been doing this long enough. This is what I mean about they add to and they take from. I've been doing this for 4 years. If you look at any of my older videos, they all will show you that it says especially an idol. This God Elohim that created man in his own image is an idol. This is why you have here Exodus chapter 20 verse 4 Bible Hub. You shall not make for yourself an idol. So the gods that create, now there's a channel that I listen to, Brother Sanchez, and he pops off on Egyptology like no other. His content is fabulous content. In fact, what I'm speaking of here today is mostly stuff that I've learned from his channel. And this, you got to stay in the search. Okay, I try to take in as much content as I possibly can. This is my life today. I mean, most people couldn't spend as much time staring at a computer the way that I do. I spend anywhere from 4 to 8 hours a day today in front of a computer, looking and researching and listening to other people's contents and bringing what I think is valuable information to this battle that we're in, because we are in a spiritual battle. There's no question about that. He's Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12 Bible Hub. For our struggles is not against the flesh and blood, but against the rulers. Donald Trump, against the rulers. Joe Biden, against the rulers. Who's the governor of California? That little twit. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. I can't stand his ass. Who's the governor for California? Gavin Newsom. Yeah, little queer boy. You understand that these people, I shit you not, all of them, okay, they're all into pedophilia, folks. They're all in, and they have pictures. Each party has pictures of the other party performing in these acts. So they're never capable to come out and say, hey, you know what, man, I'm coming out of the closet. I'm going to start telling people the truth, because the minute they do that, then they will expose them with all their pictures and stuff of their little social circle parties. This is why on the internet that you have women today. Okay, all these women that you see on the internet, and they're saying, I don't need no man. I don't need no man. They are trained. Okay, they are a hive to say that. They're created to build more division. I mean, the biggest division that you could have on this plane of existence is to divide the man and woman against each other. That's the whole purpose. This is why you have so many of them online saying this, because these are powerful people. They're the ones that are running the show here. They're the ones that are pushing this agenda. They're the ones that, like, I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of hearing women say, I'm tired. I don't need no man. You don't need a man because you were put into a workforce and you were made a slave. I'm telling you, if I was a woman, I would have been the best. Well, back then in the day before the scales were taken off my eyes, I would have been the biggest hoe on the face of the earth, man. But today, if I was a woman, I would be so happy and pleased if I could find a man that worked his ass off and let me stay home and raise my own children. Because that's the whole purpose of getting women out of the house, was to give you your independence. There's nothing wrong with you having your independence. What's wrong is you were removed from the household, and now we have both parents out of the house, and you got to bring a sitter inside of the house, and you never know, because of these people here, what they're creating. And it's an abomination to think of what sitters, babysitters, you hear it on the news all the time that they're pushing this kind of agenda and stuff. It's horrifying. It's mind-blowing to me. And I hurt. I'm trying to be this person that's more loving, more kind and more tender, but this plane of existence shoves so much hate down your throat that I'm bitter, man. I have this wrath, and it's not my wrath to deal with. It's the Supreme Spirit. He's the one that has judgment. He's the one that's in control. He's the one that has power, okay? These people here have created a machine. I've showed you many times. Lawnmower man gets trapped in the machine. Here, they're inside of a machine. He's merged with this machine, and this is the power that's happened. This guy used to be a mentally challenged person, and they were using a drug, and the drug that they were using turned him into a genius. And now this genius, he wanted to merge with the computer. And that's what mankind has done. They've merged with the computer. Way back in the day, they've already done this. This stuff is already taking place. So, and they're showing you there that it's a hex. The reason why? Now see, he's trapped in the machine. And now that he's trapped in the machine, once you're trapped in the machine, this is what it means to be separated from God for eternity. You can't get out. Once you the belly of the beast is this. It's the machine, folks. And the belly and the beasts are these here. Images of troops marching in ranks. These are your beast nations. These are murderers, they're rapists, they're killers, and my family hates me because everybody in this country loves their military. Well, folks, they showed you during the first part of the Iraq war how they killed everybody. They stacked up all their bodies and they're taking pictures of them and all that. I mean, come on, you can't. They ain't even respecting the people that they've killed. This is why you look at, what are these called? They're called soldiers. That's, look at the spelling of soldier. Wouldn't it be spelt Solger? Why is it spelt Dier? Because when a soldier dies in battle, he loses his soul. Soul back in the ancient times was spelt Sol. Also, Sol means the sun. It's sun worship. So you have to make these connections in order for you to see what's taking place. The evil that exists on this plane of existence, it is all ran images of the United Nations. Right here. This is the evil of the world. 193 nations. Remember, the Bible says that there's 200 angels that made a pact against humanity, against us. Okay? Do you think that would be 193 nations and that there's 7 head angels that are running this? What are the 7 main devil's angels? Lucifer, Mammon, Amadeus, Leviathan, Beelzebub, Satan, and Belgar. Well, Lucifer and Satan are the same. These are all the same. Pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. This is what I'm having the most problem with today, is wrath. I'm not a greedy person. I don't have any. I fight a little bit with lust too, if I'm being honest. But I don't envy anything that anybody has. I don't care about any material assets or anything on the face of this earth. I'm not a gluttonous person. I eat small meals when I eat. I don't lay around. I don't do anything. I'm in a battle to serve the Spirit of truth and do what's right by the Spirit of truth. Salvation appeals to me more than anything else. James chapter 5, verse 20, Bible Hub. James chapter 5, verse 20, Bible Hub. My brothers, if one of you should wander from the truth and someone should bring him back, consider this. Whoever turns a sinner from an error of his ways will save his soul from death and cover over a multitude of his sins. This is like, for me, this is why I do it, first of all, to serve the Supreme Spirit. First and foremost, my love for the Creator is first and foremost before all things. Then your love should be for you. Okay? You shouldn't put your children or your wife before you, because if you are not aligned with the Supreme Creator, then there's nothing that you can ever do for your family. Okay? Now your family comes third. That's the role. God, you, and your family. when you are in line in your family and you all become one in unison with the supreme creator. If you're not loving God first, then what he does when you are in sin and turns a sinner from his error. What does that mean? Whoever turns a sinner from his error, which is the worship of other gods. The worship of Jesus Christ is an error, okay? The name isn't even proper. It's not even correct. Okay? So therefore you are invoking a name next to the Supreme Spirit. Now, was there a Jesus that was sent? Well, no, there wasn't a Jesus that was sent. There was a Yeshua. There was a Emmanuel that was born. There was a Yeshua or a Yahushai. And that was, my friend, is a black person from the Shemitic race. Images of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Huh. Didn't give me the picture. Okay, if I don't know if you can see this or not, because got a pretty small computer. You see here from the Shemite race here, you have Jesus right here where my little hand is. He's a black man. All right. So Christians will be like, well, it doesn't matter what color Jesus' skin was. If it doesn't matter what color Jesus Christ's skin was, then why did they take a black man and change him into a white man? That makes the whole story of Jesus Christ a lie, an entire lie. Isaiah chapter 53. Let's see. Who has believed our message? And to whom has the arm of the Lord Yahweh been revealed? He grew up before him like a tender shoot. Jesus grew up before him like a tender shoot, and like a root out of dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. So Jesus was an ugly man. He wasn't beautiful the way that Hollywood is always trying to depict Jesus Christ as somewhat of a handsome man. Nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. Nothing, not a thing that you could look upon Jesus and say, oh, he's such a handsome man. There was nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by mankind. Okay, mankind and man are two different creations. Okay, now, I don't always agree with everything that Brother Sanchez says. Brother Sanchez says that the human race was created first and then the human race created mankind. They wanted to create slaves for them. And who knows, possibly it's true. The Bible doesn't say that, but then the Bible has been changed and grafted and added to and taken from. So in this scenario, if God's children, Adam and Eve, came into technology, they started cloning mankind and making them as in the slaves, then maybe it pissed off the Most High, and he, because he didn't want you to enslave anybody. If you're creating something to be slaves, but you got to understand that this is a slave world, okay? And those that are in power have turned us into their slaves, and mankind again is when added up in simple gematria comes to 66, and mankind is created on the sixth day of creation. That is 666. A man of suffering and familiar with pain, like one from whom people hide their faces, he was despised, and we held him in low esteem. You held you held Yeshua or Yahushai in low esteem. You thought nothing of him. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God, considered him punished, stricken by him and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions by the sword or the spear. He was pierced by the spear on the tree. Jesus or Yeshua was hung on a tree. He wasn't put on a cross. Okay? He was crushed for our iniquities. Hold on, hold on. Psalms chapter 34, verse 20, Bible Hub. We're told here that the Lord, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord Yahweh delivers him from them all. Yahweh protects all his bones, not one of them will be broken. So if you're crushing bones, and that there, my friends, is a contradiction. Okay? Punished, okay, but he was pierced and crushed for his iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him. Okay. Show me in this world where there's any peace. This world is not a peaceful place. It is a place of perpetual war. Over and over and over. War. This place has never been peace. From the moment that apple was consumed, or I should say the metaphor of the apple being consumed, there has been war. Where? In our heads. The war is in our heads. The iniquity that we serve is all in our heads because we have that eternal voice that's in our head that's, like, well, what are we going to do after work? I'm going to go to the bar and I'm going to have a few drinks. Or I'm going to go find me a woman. I'm going to try to get laid tonight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's the eternal voice of mankind, or the evil one, Satan, that is always continually in our head. That's the affliction that we have, we carry. And we carry it whether we're serving the Spirit or not. You're always going to be in a fight with your flesh, because that's what Satan rules. He's the one that rules the flesh. And you are in a flesh body. And it's your soul that is fighting against the flesh. And saved by his wounds, we're healed. Are we healed? If I was healed, I think that we'd be at complete peace, total harmony, tranquility, walking in love. We see our neighbor, we smile, we say, hi, how you doing? I say hi and I smile at somebody in passing. They look at me like I just tried to rape their child, man. I mean, it's that bad today in this plane of existence. This computer, since COVID came out, this computer has become a virtual reality for everybody. It has taken away the humanity for us to communicate with one another, man. You're text messaging one another. People don't even talk on the phone with one another anymore. They send each other emails and stuff. They've trapped us inside of a machine. We're staring at these screens, and now they got these people doing what? With those ocular headsets and stuff. We all, like sheep, have gone astray, and that's a fact. Each of us has turned to our own way, serving our own gods, doing our own thing, believing on a man who died on a cross to save us all from our sins. And the Lord has laid on him the iniquities of us all. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before its shears is silent, so he did not open his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. Yet who of us or his generations protested? None of you. When Jesus said that it is finished, his last words on the cross, he said, forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they do. He was talking about you Christians. He's talking about everybody out there that day that was kneeling down before that cross saying, save yourself, save yourself. He's not talking. Now, Christians will teach you it's because the Jews or the Romans were beating the shit out of him. And he was talking about the Romans who are persecuting them and saying, forgive them, Father, for what they do. No, that's not what he meant. He meant forgive those that are kneeling down at that cross and worshiping him is what he meant. Forgive them for what they do, because you do not know what it is that you are doing. He was assigned a grave with the wicked and the rich in his death. Jesus was assigned a grave with the wicked and the rich in his death. This is a beautiful chapter, folks. I mean, read this chapter over and over. There's only 12 verses in it, but it's very clear what it's saying. Though he had done no violence, nor was any deceit in his mouth, yet it was the Lord's will again to crush him and cause him to suffer. I just showed you over here. The Lord protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. So that's a contradiction right there. So the Lord, okay, makes his life an offering for sin. And though the Lord makes his life an offering for sin, which is a lie, nothing can atone for your sin other than for you hitting your knees in private, one-on-one with you and the Spirit of truth, the living one, the omnipotent force, the almighty, the all you can see, the all you cannot see, the perpetual, always in motion, the all-powerful one, the supreme spirit, the point of singularity. Okay? He will see his offspring and prolong his days. So Jesus lived a prolonged life. He didn't die on the cross. And he prospered in the Lord's hands, and he had children. Jesus had children. So that kind of blows, this single parable, 10, blows the whole Christian story straight out of the water, man. It's not even true. And after he has suffered, he will see the light of life. The light of life is our pineal gland, the recording device, the all-seeing eye, the eye of Horus. They've been showing us in the music industry forever. Katy Perry, Dark Horse. Let's see.
Whose bag is this?
Yeah, see, I don't look. They say turn off my ad blocker here, but it's already given ads. It's such a shit sham, man.
Name's Umstick. Dr. Umstick.
Whoa.
There it is, right in her hair. I don't know if you can see that. You see the eye of Horus painted in her hair. You see the Trinity triangle in her hair. Let's see. What's that? That's a big ass diamond, right? And what have we been trained in this world? Diamonds are a woman's best friend. Folks, no, diamonds are not a woman's best friend, man. We, men and women, are each other's best friend. It's horrifying today that women really seem to hate men. And it's putting us on edge, man. It's putting us off. The Bible tells us plainly that in the end times, that 7 or 8 women will cling to one man. Why do you suppose that is? Because men are turning away from women. Because we're tired of it. We're tired of these dating sites. We're tired of taking you out for dinners. We're tired of taking you out for drinks. And then we go home and we try to call you and you ghost us. You turn away from us. You block us. And we're tired of it, man. Believe you me, we are tired of it.
Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse.
A dark horse? Why do you suppose it's a dark horse?
There's no going there.
I'm looking for a particular point here. Give me a second. Like I said, I can't pause this stuff anymore. Maybe I went past it already. I don't remember it being that deep into the... I wish I could just play it.
Make me wonder, so you wanna play with magic? Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like
There it is.
Perfect storm. Are you ready for?
I mean, they can't put it in your face any clearer than that, folks. I mean, it's straight up. This is a representation of the Eye of Horus. The Eye of Horus is a representation of the pineal gland. Genesis chapter 32, verse 30, Bible Hub. And Jacob requested, please tell me your name. But he replied, why do you ask my name? Then he blessed Jacob there. So Jacob named the place Peniel. Now, this is in regards to the river. Okay? Okay, well, it's a metaphor for the river that flows through the largest artery of our brain. The artery that pumps the most blood in our vein is like twice the size of your thumb. And it goes right into the center, and then you have the cherubim, the left and right hemispheres of the brain, which are your cherubim, and then the corpus callosum, which is producing dimethylene tryptamine. Let's take a look at that. Dimethylene tryptamine, okay, is the prokaryotic component of ayahuasca, and it is brewed, used thousands of years in South America as a psychoactive substance during religious sacraments. Hallucinogenics. Mushrooms contain tryptamine, psilocybin, and psilocin. So dimethylene tryptamine, right here, look at the word. Meth, methyl, trapped. Dimethylene trapped the mind. Our mind has been trapped in an illusion over and over and over. Okay, I think that that's enough for today, folks. I want to thank my listener who came in. If you go ahead and leave a comment, I'll throw you out a shout out. I'm very grateful. Much love to all those in support of my channel. You are the very peace that I find. Without you, I wouldn't have any peace. I'd be in continual wrath at all times. So I say to you, much love. Thanks for stopping in. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth. This is White Raptor News Ministries.